It is a word from our non-sponsors, people, places, things, concepts, what have you, that we've been enjoying maybe even longer than the last week, maybe over the last month or so, because we've been gone for a bit. And, well, over the break, I put together 5 compilations of our past non-sponsors. So if you're on whatever podcast app, and believe me, we're pretty much on every podcast app imaginable out there.
We're gonna slide into your DMs now. That's how far our reach is.
Yeah.
You can't handle it.
So we're on there. We're on somewhere. You will find us, or we will find you. Regardless, you can listen to our past non-sponsors, all our past promo codes, all of our past ramblings on. And you can look on our website. We've added links. If you want to buy some of the stuff that we mention on the show, you can click on our links. It'll help us out too. Okay, once again, adding to the whole selling out thing that we've been doing. And so that's a bit of an announcement there. But regardless, a word from our non-sponsors. These people aren't paying us to promote them. We just like to talk about it. So I don't know who wants to start. We had the holiday break. We got stuff, and my backlog is going to be ever growing because my family and Charles decided, hey, we should give Francisco money to spend on his Switch. But all right, who wants to start? Y'all want to start?
I'll bring into it. My question to this though is, we're doing the award later, right? Because
we'll do our Goof awards later on.
Muy bueno, gentlemen. So I'll take this. So guys, I'm going back to working remotely. We're renovating the office. We're going to add a little bit more cubicles and buildings and stuff like that. So as it is, I have to look back and say, hey, what am I doing bringing a laptop at home? And this kind of works into line with my new laptop. My new laptop, it's my personal laptop. I can go in incognito mode anytime I want. Fantastic. But it has the vents at the bottom. And usually I just have, I put my laptop on my bed. But with the vents at the bottom, I'm always afraid of overheating and stuff like that. And then I was like, all right, I have a little TV lunch tray because I live in a shanty and I don't have, a full office. But I'm like, okay, we'll go from there. And it hurts the wrist a little bit on its flat surface surface. And if I know I'm going to bring my work laptop in, which we don't go in incognito mode, you hear that work, we're good. I have to just put it on that TV tray and go from there. So I was like, man, between the possibility of building an arthritis and carpal tunnel, and then also not blowing up my fantastic new laptop, and then making my life easier for work when I have to do 2-hour petitions, 3-hour petitions multiple times throughout the day, I decided to invest in a laptop stand. And do I know which brand I bought? Hell to the no. All I know is I went on Amazon, our other overlords that we love so much. We're not Sims for them yet, but I went on Amazon. I got myself a nice fancy laptop stand for $8, and there's so many that it's not even kind of fair to kind of set out a sponsor. I just kind of went with cheapest thing available. But you can get a $30 one, $40 ones that are really just kind of out there. But for me, this just kind of elevates it a little bit. So for my personal laptop, the venting to be fine. It's not going to blow up. I mean, we're looking at it right now. Those are a few of them. I got mine for $8. Happy with the price and quality, and I got it more for plastic with the rubber linings in there, so it keeps it in place, and you can play around with the angle and degree. Me, I don't really go that far up because I'm not a psychopath. It's not like I have these long nails I can claw your eyes out with. They're just simple, but it helps out not kind of flick my wrists down completely like I'm being a puppet master with a marionette. I know mine was around $7.99 or $8.99, Francisco, but it also just helps out too because in court, my TV lunch tray is very much when I'm sitting down in my gaming chair, it's just near my midsection. So, I don't want court to see my towel hanging. I don't want them to see my bed. You understand, guys, in a Zoom day and age, you have to look professional. I don't want them to see my pop collection that's out there chilling because God knows they're going to ask, why do you have Happy Gilmore? And I'm like, well, why don't I? I think that's mine right there, the Holderizer. That's $12.99. Maybe I got on sale. But they're all very similar. But what I do is with that laptop, with the stand, it actually elevates a little bit more. So it makes it seem like they see more of my neck, my face. They don't see, what left over. They don't see the box of tissues. It's fantastic. It really saves me and protects me. So I think it's a good investment. I think it's cheap. I recommend for anybody if they have a laptop that has vents on the bottom, or if they, they get like little, because I don't know about you guys, but typing all day, oof, it hurts my wrist coming into it. So very big, very happy on it. It's one of those adult purchases, that I've been making, and it's weird, but I was a big fan of that. It was similar last year to when I got my tie rack by 10B, but very big on it. There's a variety of them. You see what works into it. I went with cheap because I'm cheap, but it actually sufficiently works. And the one I got holds up to, I think, 15 inches horizontally, but you can have variety. And if you just want to elevate it higher, don't be that weird person who gets like this one that's half the size of a 3-year-old, because I've seen some of them there. I'm like, why? But it's even so good that I think it might be able to work with my old laptop that had like 17 inches of horizontal and width coming into it. But very happy with it. I have it right now as we're doing the show because I put it in my bed and it's actually pretty mellow. I have my TV tray out. I have the stand on there, and it's good. If I had a gaming laptop, I think it would be perfect. I don't. But it allows me to kind of function better, to do more. So big fan. Laptop stand, whichever one you is, because it's not one of those things where I say, hey, you should buy this. You just get the concept and get that idea in there. And then promo code, I would just say promo code carpal tunnel.
That works.
Interesting. You're next, Francisco.
Oh, you want me to go? All right.
Yes, please.
All right, guys. So we had the holiday break. We had all types of stuff. We had, the people giving and stuff like that, even though I know a lot of people didn't have the same means that they could have in a normal year, but we all tried to make the best of the holiday season, and I tried to make the best of that. So I tried to make sure that I had all my bases covered with regards to all my friends and loved ones, for sure. And it's kind of funny that you mentioned this, Charles, because my non-sponsor is Amazon. Even though technically we could be making money off of them if you click on the affiliate links. But I basically used Amazon for pretty much everything with my holiday shopping last year. I was not going to set foot inside of the cesspools that are the malls here in Miami. I'm not going to do it. All right, Amazon, you could put everything in gift wrap, just click, $5 more, all that stuff. It took care of everything for all my family members, every single person that I needed to. Short, sweet, simple, everything's on here. And we've highlighted them before, so I'm not going to spend too much time on them, but I just want to say, yeah, Amazon, man, they made the holiday shopping easy for me, and Jeff Bezos will be our overlord someday. We all know this, so. Promo code bald-headed overlord.
Besos or Besos?
You can't turn this guy off, man. All right, Andrew, you're up. Did you not? You had a year.
It's been a while, but I honestly, for once, well, no. I am going to do a dual non-sponsor, if you will. Mm-hmm. Actually, a quad non-sponsor.
Oh.
Quad non-sponsor. I will go in chronological order. First is one of the mods. We do a Secret Santa every year, and my request for the year was a hat from the mod's main university. And in this case, he is from the University of New Mexico. So I got this really cool hat with an old school Lobo Louie logo on it.
Huh. Oh, you should have shown that off when we popped by. You were wearing your Tulsa hat today, but...
Correct. So that's the first. The second is... Well, the second and third are the gentlemen I'm speaking to this evening.
Oh, thank you.
I got a lovely Amazon gift card from Charles. And I got I'll have to send the picture to you, Charles. Francisco got me a souvenir, one of those mini souvenir bats of the Orlando Rays back in 1998.
Well, that's cool.
And it's a mini baseball bat with the Orlando Rays logo on it.
And then the last is my sister, who got me a Tulsa hat, Tulsa Golden Hurricane hat.
Mm-hmm.
So, a lot of wonderful sports memorabilia, lots of wonderful stuff coming in this year in the holidays. So I'm very thankful for everyone. Promo code, cool stuff.
Cool stuff and cool beans. Thank you, Andrew. I thought you were going to make individual promo codes for me and Charles. Because we've had you as a non-sponsor before, which if you had put in the promo code, Andrew would literally do anything that you told him to do. So, I mean, you had your chance. You had a chance, all right? I mean, you already have Charles giving Derrick Henry many Henry Handies this past season.
Oh, yeah, 2,000.
Yeah, 2,000, one for each yard. So there you go. All right, so that's a word from our non-sponsor. So it's time for a word from our non-sponsors, people, places, things, concepts, what have you. We want to shout them out. We do not get paid unless you click on our Amazon links for certain things that we mentioned on the show, in which case we might get a little cut of that. But regardless, we do not get paid. We just want to shout out some things and show them that we love them. I guess I'll start because I do have a fish-themed non-sponsor. So, guys, look, I've been losing weight. I've been struggling, I've been fighting. All right, but I'm winning the fight little by little. So it's been going well for me. I've been doing really well, except for today when I just went ham on this burrito. But I have to give a shout out to rainbow trout, steelhead trout. That's my non-sponsor. The species of fish. Because I've gotten this meal. You can get them at your local supermarket, what have you. Steelhead trout. And I just stick it in my air fryer, add some of that nice seasoning, kind of give it a rub, nice rub on that fantastic fish, nice and pink. I'm sure they add food coloring to it because it's usually gray. Watch Adam Ruins and everything, and you won't want to eat fish ever again. But I still love fish. I'll eat tons of fish. I don't care how much mercury's in my system. I'll feel like the T-1000 from Terminator 2 when I do eat fish sometimes. But man, I love this fish, man. This is some of the good stuff. Oh, I just stuck that in there about 20 minutes at 370 degrees. You move it around, you flip it over a little bit, then you set it back in there. Maybe another 5 minutes. You want a little nice crispiness to that skin. Oh, then you pull it out. And then I added it to that was my fish tacos, Charles. That was my fish tacos that I mentioned to you during the weekend. That's the fish that I used. Steelhead trout. Some lettuce, cheese, tomatoes. Oh, that soft shell taco. Woo, man. I feel like I'm going to buy some this week. I'm going to buy some more this week. I'm on a fish kick right now. So I might have another species of fish next week. But regardless, you can't go wrong with steelhead trout. We're trying to protect them. They live out in the Pacific Northwest. We're trying to protect them, trying to keep them away from those invasive species. So you can go out and probably donate to some charities out there, some foundations to help them. I'm sure there's some fish farms that are trying to hatch them as well domestically. But it's steelhead trout, man. Get yourself some fish. All right, promo code Mercury.
I'll go because I think I went last time. I was gonna go for the low hanging fruit, but screw it. It's the one and only time I'll be able to do this. My non-sponsor is a mix of RCFB, Hard Rock Stadium, the College Football Playoff Organization, the JW Marriott Marquis in beautiful Brickell, Florida. Anyone and everyone who was associated with this year's national championship game, security, ushers, concession workers, all y'all.
I'm just going to show off the JW Marriott because you did send us a couple pictures, and that's a pretty swanky venue.
It is a very swanky venue. The reason I bring them up is because that was the media hotel. That was kind of the ground base for media and anyone associated with this. I didn't stay there, unfortunately, because I can't afford $250 a night for a hotel. But, I spent a few hours there. They had a mini bowling alley. They had a pool table, air hockey, an amazing... The hotel's just all around amazing. And as a matter of fact, that's where Francisco and I's 1L first-year law school barrister's ball was held.
I didn't go to that.
Okay, that's where my 1L barrister's ball was held. What about you, Charles? Did you go?
I don't. I rage against the machine, Andrew. I do not support the machine that is FIU law and everything they try to tell me is important about life, which is a lie. But no, it looks nice.
Okay, so it was my 1L.
I love the outright pessimism that came out of me and Charles. And then, I'm sorry. I went to the 3L Barrister's Ball, the one next to Carolina Ale House or something.
I attempted not even to go to get sworn in with Judge Gote and everybody else because of how much I had hatred towards the institution. But yet I have parents and I'm like, all I have to do is go to a notary, save myself the 2-hour drive, and I was late because it's Charles, so he's always late to the big stuff.
Everyone associated with this, it was an experience of a lifetime that I will never forget, and it was a dream come true. And considering the circumstances of this year, it couldn't have been any better. So that's my group non-sponsors is the college football playoff. Anyone associated with it, thank you to everyone for such a great experience.
All right, and I'm.
You have a promo code?
Oh yeah, promo code.
Oh, wait, what was your promo code, Francisco?
Mercury.
Promo code Roll Tide.
Oh, that one stings.
He's allowed.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I'm not a fan, but who am I to judge this man? Who am I? All right, I'm up. So, boys, as we know, I am on like day 12 of having my wisdom teeth removed. I can speak better now, which has been great. I definitely will tell you I went to work 2 days too early because when I did get back to work, automatically, as lawyers, we talk for a living, and we talk for about 8 hours a day of that living, so the mouth would get a little messy and stuff like that. But I couldn't do certain things that I enjoy doing. I couldn't work out. My workouts are typically like, an hour and a half, 2 hours long. It's how I get the stress out. It's how I get that hatred out, that PTSD of being an FIU Golden Panther, as they say. We're not even Golden Panthers anymore. Is it just back to Panthers, or are we just shortchanging it? I don't know. I don't care. I'm not giving it my money. Stop asking for my money. So I had to keep myself occupied. And if 2020 was the year of cutting the backlog for games that were under 30 hours, so except for Yugo Tsushima, 2021 is acknowledgement that the remaining of my backlog is ridiculously huge. Like, huge. Donald Trump gif, huge kind of thing. So what did I start my 2021 with, or really just end my 2020 and go to it? And Francisco already knows, I started Zelda Breath of the Wild. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I have popped 60 hours into it. I'm only compelling myself to go to the end now, but I gotta say, if you get a Switch, because if you can't get a PS5, guys, you can't get an Xbox Series X or whatever the hell they call it. I really wish they changed their name. I want to be immature and call it Xbox X, but we're good people over here, so I won't do it. But that is your killer app of a game right there. It came out in 2017, also for the Wii U too. So if you're a little backwards, go from there. But it is the core definition of what a open straw action game is. It's different than your conventional other Zelda games because some other people don't like the Legend of Zelda games because it's too dungeony based, or dungeon based. This one, it's really, there's your main dungeons, your shrines. You have like 140 shrines. You have the 4 divine beasts, which play off as their own dungeons, but just something's amazing. It reminds me a lot of Shadow of the Colossus, where you can go onto this big old mofo and try to solve the dungeons within. Story's kind of lacking unless you go for the memories. And one thing I was telling the group chat last night was I have to get the memories. It's part of my main quest. Let's do it. But then there'll be dragons. And Francisco lied to me, you guys. So he was like, no, you don't get to fight the dragon. I'm like, I want to fight the dragon. This is important. I was just exploring I was just exploring. I was up at the mountain, and I heard weird breathing. I don't know what compelled me to go into it. I think I was there to get a memory by Larinu Eastgate, and I went a little bit further. I'm like, man, I haven't explored this region at all, because I will say this: you might not explore in depth and in full, but it does give you things to explore in those regions that you choose to seek out. This is on the east side of it, past down the mountains. I forgot the name of the mountains fully, but I hadn't touched it on. I'm like, man, I guess I should go. And then, I had already the ice armor to block out everything. And then I'm just near this point. I'm like, I want to go see this mountain. And then I hear some weird breathing. I'm like, what? And I hear like the music change. I'm like, what is this? And then I get to see this big old dragon. And mind you, this is not Monster Hunters, which we got to talk about, Steve. We're going to get Monster Hunters Rise. Because I'm super tempted, because it looks like a mixture of the good kind of Monster Hunter, which I didn't like too much on the Wii U, but that's a different story. But that was Monster Hunter 3, but then putting into a little bit of Hyrule Warriors spin to it. But then I got to like paraglide and shoot a corrupted dragon's eyeball. So I was already saying the game was a 9.5, but now that made it into a 10. It's just worth your investment. You can easily spend 100 hours. I don't want to spend too much 100 hours because I'm so close to the end. Probably 5 hours. I have 2 memories left. And then I have Ganon. So I know where I'm at, but I can easily revisit. But it is that seminal game. For the Xbox, there was Halo. For PlayStation, there was so many that came out. Resistance, Uncharted, Killzone. PS4 had their own stuff there. So Last of Us. But that was actually the end of PS3. So I'm thinking about like the startup. But regardless what it is, it was, and I know I'm missing something, forgive me guys, I should probably give these guys like our gamer tag so they can play with us, and I could just ignore their stuff too. Be like, hey, let's go play with these cool guys. I'm like, I don't care about you people. We're arrogant, but it is just worth the investment. And yes, unfortunately Nintendo never drops prices, but it's on sale now. I think all across the board, and every site's for like $50-$40, and it's really worth your time, because you can't force yourself to beat everything under. You can't speed run it. They say you can't, because you're really missing out, but it never really feels stale. And I'm very excited. It's one of those games too where if I had infinite amount of time, a year from now, I'd probably revisit, because the sense of exploration, sense of combat, the sense of good things is just fantastic. So Breath of the Wild, Legend of, I have not played with the prequel called Age of Calamity.
Age of Calamity.
That was actually a pass non-sponsor, so it got the whole series got the thumbs up for us. Promo code, Link don't need no Zelda.
Yeah.
Side note on the sequel, I want to get out of Hyrule. I want to explore new lands. Give me an Uncharted thing.
I was gonna say, fingers crossed that they can release that this year, by the end of the year.
And you know what's weird? In the calendar year, this is like the third Zelda game we recommended, because I did Link's Awakening last year around March, because that was part of my thing, and
That's true.
Link's Awakening was fine. And then you got Age of Calamity, and now we got Breath of the Wild.
Yeah. Yeah, watch. They're gonna re-release Ocarina of Time or one of those games. So I have no idea. Regardless, this is a really good game, and there is DLC. So you haven't even you haven't even paid for the DLC yet. So that's like that's a whole thing too.
The thing is, that DLC, I was looking at it. It is the perfect thing for the show, because right now I'm playing Rayman Legends in the background, because I was too lazy to hook up my Switch and play Doom, because I was playing the Switch out and the big TV in the front. Yeah. But like doing the Champions Ballad and all that stuff, I'm like, all right. Yep. I guess I'll just pay the $20 and play it there.
Look, you can always get into it at any point in time. I still have it planned to get into the DLC, because I kind of sort of got into it, but never really, got into it super deep.
I can't live that heathen life like you.
But now that I'm on a roll beating games, I might look back into it. Who knows? Okay, so that's our non-sponsors, everybody. So let's head back to the main portion.
Freddy's is Bang energy drinks, and they have new flavors: key lime pie and radical skedaddle.
Key lime pie, skedaddle.
I mean, I feel like I should have the radical skedaddle. Have you tried it, Fred?
Yeah, I am not about energy drinks. I just can't. I can't. It's just too much for me. I barely drink. I don't even drink coffee, so it's not even my thing. Ooh, boy. So it's in his fridge right now, and he's expecting Skittles flavored. Oh dear Lord, this is like Taco Bell and their stuff too. They got some flavors. Yeah, it is the halfway point. We all know what that means. It is time for word from our non-sponsors. People, places, things, concepts, what have you, that we have been enjoying over the last week. We're only going to have 2, I guess, this week because Andrew is not with us today. But I guess actually, Charles, you start because gosh darn it, I had something in my head and I lost it.
And I'm gonna give 2 as an honorary for Andrew in that sense because we got to keep it at 3 always coming into it. Side non-sponsor, John How to Follow Us, come in with us. Today I think that's something Andrew would say, and I'll keep that going. Good, interesting concept. I like people who talk basketball who actually know the analytics as opposed to being like, oh hey, just shoot the ball. But I gotta tell you, Francisco, the reason why I had to go with 2 is because life is about comfort, and we'll go with something that's very near and dear to my heart, right? So I had my wisdom teeth taken out not too long ago. As you guys know, I feel like you should preference that every show. And I have not been able to have the delicacies of what I want to eat in life. And it's just like super depressing when I can't do it because all I've been having has been like soup. A couple other stuff I tried with solids a little bit too early, and I sure it was very sad boy time for sure. But today, man, I'm like, all right, I'm losing some weight. Gotta pack on some pounds. So the other day, I feel like I should do like 5 foods, but I'm gonna keep it to this one today because one had a payoff. Yesterday, I had both barbecue and Chinese food. Some lo mein, some crispy, good, tasty, not too crispy, but crispy enough. General Tao. I had some thin sliced pork. It was great. But today I was like, all right, man, we're gonna have those leftovers. But what are we having for breakfast? And I think I've done them before. But when you're good, you're great. You're always gonna get recommended. The one thing they're like, oh hey, you should get some ice cream. I'm like, I don't want an ice cream though. I like ice cream, but I don't pick out an ice cream. I got to pack on probably about 3 to 5 pounds, man. I went after I came back from court today at 11:12 a.m. I remember the time, and I got me 12 of the most beautiful donuts of my life from Jupiter's Donuts. I love them so much. I got myself 3 Bavarian.
Where is this at? Where is this at? What's the place called?
Donuts. Jupiter like the planet because it's big as hell, and them donuts are pretty big too. And I got me a baker's dozen. The fam can have some as well, but I'm gonna eat most of that. We got 3 Boston creams, 3 raspberries. We got 3 glaze, 3 strawberry with sprinkles. I can't do the sprinkles yet. Don't get in the pocket lining. I had 2 of them already today. After we're done with the show, I'm thinking about it now. I'm going to eat the remaining leftover Chinese food and still eat a damn donut because I got to pack on some of that weight. Oh my God. They have some specialties and they're just so good. They also make an excellent maple bacon bar.
What is
I've had
this?
A bigger one.
What is that sandwich with the donuts and the bacon and the eggs?
I don't even know. That's new to me. I didn't even see it, but I want that. God. I need that. I've had the regular breakfast. It's pretty good. But now that they make that, I got to get into it. I can't have the bacon. No. But when I can't have the bacon, I'm going to get this. Because, guys, I will bring this into the office.
Look at that selection of donuts. Dear Lord.
Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous. They have, like, Reese's Peanut Butter. The Butter Crunch is excellent. They have the Butterfingers. The Chocolate Banana is so good. They make an excellent lemon drop that they only have it available on Thursdays, and I never seem to go, but damn it, do I want that lemon drop. Their crullers are even good, and crullers are kind of lame to me. They're not my favorite, but look at that glazed lemon jelly. Kit Kat. Oh, man, it's just so good. And I'll pay the $15. I don't care. Because some people like Dunkin'. People like Baskin Robbins, the Dunkin' Baskin Robbins thing. I can't get into it, man. Dunkin' Donuts, it's like on my low tier. This shit is my high tier. Excuse my French, but it is so good. Because donuts are special to me. I like them fluffy. I like them big. I like them flavorful. I love them all the way through. This is what I've been wanting for 19 days. And today I got it. And did it hurt my mouth? Just a little bit. Was it worth the pain? Absolutely. Would I do it again? You know it. So Jupiter Donuts, my first non-sponsor. Promo code, just glorious.
Oh man. Oh boy.
Are you a donut? Are you part of the donut family here? Or are you a heathen?
No, I love donuts, man. I rarely eat donuts because of they're donuts, man.
I know.
I've almost lost 20 pounds now, so I can't relapse right now, man. I'm halfway to my goal at this point.
Dropping like 3 pounds because all it was like soup and stuff like that. I'm like, no, no, no. I gotta be a little bit of a thick boy, and I
Oh
knew the
man,
remedy because I don't want to regain that weight with the fast food grease because
oh man.
that's necessarily the healthiest
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
donuts, I'm like, it's
Get
breakfast. You
get
need it.
that
Breakfast of
sugary
champions.
stuff, man. Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah. Every time because every once in a while I get like a stomach virus or whatever. We all get stomach viruses every once in a while. We're just spewing things out from every orifice, but you lose about a few pounds when you get one of those, and it's always nice to regain that back.
Oh
And
yeah,
yeah,
that's
that
my way, baby.
yeah, that's the
That's
best
my
part of
way.
that's the best part of the recovery. Oh man, yeah, lose it 3 pounds of just eating this. Yeah, man. Yeah, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
That's the plan. I'm gonna stock up out of the 12 I got. I will probably the plan is to get like eight of like the 12, and I'll die happy. I
Oh
don't care.
man,
Let the sugar rush hit me. But if there's 3 meals a day plus a snack, your boy has got it.
that is worth it. After 19 days, that is worth it. Oh,
And, like I don't want any after effects on the gum line, anything like that. I want to do it right, but sometimes I know what depression feels like. And depression is just seeing everybody at the household get a pizza and you can't have that pizza.
mm,
You know,
mm-hmm.
monsters.
Yeah. Oh, look at those specialty orders. You can, yeah. Oh, look at that.
Don't get me tempted.
Oh, all right, man. Yeah, definitely not anything like that. My non-sponsor goes to the Apple Watch.
Ooh,
The Apple Watch.
so we're selling out then.
I mean, come on now. I already sold out to Apple once before. I already shouted out the iPhone before, but I'm just the Apple Watch. Look, I was never a watch guy growing up. Never was. Wasn't into it. Probably the last watch that I was into was the ones that I got at Burger King when Lost World Jurassic Park came out. I got the whole set too, by the way. Got the whole set. My favorite one's the one with the Velociraptor eye. That one's a great one. But yeah, never a watch guy. Never a jewelry guy either. No necklaces. No bracelets. No earrings. No nothing like that. No bling bling for me. All right. No gold grill. But the first Apple Watch came out. I wasn't even into it. I wasn't even gonna get it. But come Christmas time, I get it gifted to myself. I'm like, I got a watch. I don't wear these things. I don't like things on my wrist or anything like that. And Series 3 comes out, and I get that one gifted for Christmas a few years ago. And it's the one I'm still wearing right now. And I gotta tell you, man, smartwatches of any kind. I can't talk about the ones from all the other companies. I can talk to you about this one. What a convenience! Like you wouldn't think it's that convenient. It's like, okay, it tells the time. No, they had the commercial. It doesn't just tell the time. It gives you all your notifications, your reminders, and things like that. And I can't tell you, even being in court, how easy that is. You could just look at the watch because you could be fiddling on the phone and people look at you weird like that. It's like, oh, the lawyer's on the phone. He's not paying attention to the law in front of him. It's like, you can hop over to the watch and look like a sophisticated human being. It's like, yes, the sun is at this position at this hour. Oh, yes. But this watch it's been so convenient for me. Look, lately, because I've been taking these new prescription meds, I've been knocking out in the afternoon. I knocked out before the show, actually. And I don't know if that's a genetics thing either, because my dad always gets home from work and takes a nap. So that just might be me becoming an old man.
Yeah, maybe we're just old.
Yeah, that could just be me becoming an old man. But the watch, when I knock out, watch is still on my wrist, and the watch rumbles. It rumbles, it shakes, it vibrates. And so usually I'll get a notification. It might just be Charles sending me another wrestling gif. And I wake up.
That was cool.
Yeah, that was a really nice thing. And people are like, oh, that should be in a video game. It's like, you're never going to get that in WWE 2K21. They don't have time for that. There's too much crunch. Anyways, and it wakes me up. And look, I've been utilizing the reminders feature a ton lately. A ton. because I realize that I forget a lot of things and I need to remind myself of things. So before I forget the thing, I'm like, hey Siri, remind me to, I don't know, pick up milk. She accidentally actually listened to me. Anyways, and at 9 o'clock, whatever, and pops up on my watch. It's like, hey, remember to get that milk. Ah, yes, the milk. And then I go and do it. So it's been working a lot for me for work. It's been working a lot for me for normal life. Hey, do the laundry. Pick up this, pick up that. Buy this, buy that. And I can't tell you the convenience of it. There's all the other gizmos and gadgets, like some of them like have like EKG monitor. It's like I know when I'm gonna have a heart attack. Don't worry, I don't need my watch to remind me of that. But the exercise thing, that's another big thing. I've been losing weight, lost almost 20 pounds now, and it keeps track of the running and the skating that I've been doing, and how much I've been losing, and that's something that I like to keep track of, because once you start getting into it, you start becoming a junkie, learning about the stats that you're throwing out there and how many miles you're running, how your cadence, your pace, all that type of stuff. It's great. I use the Map My Run. That's the app that I use for exercise. So that's always great to utilize as well. So smartwatches in general, but the Apple Watch for myself, that's what I'm gonna throw as my non-sponsor. Promo code Alzheimer's, because I'm getting old.
Yeah, I'm with you. And I guess I'll go with the honorary third, even though this is probably anti-Andrew.
For you, Andrew. For you. If you ever
for you,
to
Andrew.
Episode.
If you're listening, wherever we may find you. So I have continued 2021 to what I've been doing in 2020, which was kicking the backlog, beating it up a little bit, that video game backlog.
Mm-hmm.
And I just recently finished Breath of the Wild last week, somewhere around that time. Excellent game, Town 10. Everybody should
play.
You
like the ending? I like the ending. Oh, that was pretty.
I love the ending.
Yeah.
And I went complete. I had to get all the memories.
Mm-hmm.
I was to be insufficient, and I want the second one, and I want it now, and I hate myself for waiting 3 years. And you and all my other buddies were right, and I admit that I should not have waited so long to do it, and it didn't even take that much time. I loved it. But life goes on, as do all the gaming. So this new year, I was like, all right, my backlog is kind of beefy. Zelda was about 65 hours, and that's kind of ignoring some of the side missions because I was so close to the end. I'm like, let's just finish it, right? But I'll get back into it. Like, I'll marry off people and go build a town later at a different point. But I said, all right, if we're going to do this, what are we going to play? Because after this might be Assassin's Creed Odyssey. That's like 80 hours from my whole. Do we want to go from one big game to another big game? And I said, Charles, you have a lot of downloadable content that you need to beat that are in fighting games, So what do I get? Well, for all you kids who like WandaVision and all that stuff and the MCU, got me a little nostalgic. So I remember that I have the Spider-Man City That Never Sleeps DLC. I picked it up like 8 months ago, and I forgot about it because I also picked up like the Control DLC and all this other DLC because I'm pretty judicious when I buy DLC. I don't like it being a tack on with a bad story or anything like that. So I will either wait till it goes on sale and hope I play it, because I've had Fallout 4's DLC. The entire season pass. Haven't touched a lick of it. But Fallout 4 is a different story that I probably need more time to talk about why it's not as good or great as everybody says it is, but it's addictive. Two different mindsets. But I played and I beat over the weekend, beat it yesterday, Spider-Man The City Never Sleeps DLC, and I loved it. It was so good. It's not better than the actual game. No DLC should be better than the actual game. But it brought me back into the web mechanics. It brought me back into slinging around New York. I guess today is like our tribute show to the city of New York, right? And I guess so, the state of New York. With John and everything else, and talk about Brooklyn and New York Knicks. It was, I got it for like $10, and you can get it not just as a DLC, but at the Game of the Year edition out there. They're pretty cheap now, but you get to continue the story as Peter Parker, Spider-Man, as he deals with Black Cat, Silver Sable, and Hammerhead. And I think it's a good kind of setup because for Christmas I got Spider-Man Miles Morales, which I heard is like 12 hours. This DLC to beat was about 10, so it was kind of good little appetizer. Because now I kind of want to jump into Miles, but I kind of don't. Because I'm like, all right, I'll jump in. Like, I already dropped in 12 hours, but are we doing the same thing even though it's a different story? But it connects, it bridges can't give spoilers for those who might not have played. But Spider-Man was one of those Game of the Year contenders for me, beat out by God of War because I think God of War was a little bit that much better. But I thoroughly enjoy getting back to revisit it because it's one of those few games itself that I kind of want to replay again. Dedicate those 30 hours. Use the new game plus. You can utilize all the cool suits, do the missions. I mean, the downside of the DLC was there was too many screwball missions, and that's one of the video game villains. But I really like how they took a no-name like Hammerhead, who I remember from the animated series and the comics I read because your boy reads his comics, but he wasn't really prominent. I was like, why don't they use Tombstone instead? But whatever. But it worked out pretty well. The combat's fluid, very much like Arkham. Unfortunately for you, Francisco, you don't have a PlayStation, which are part of the master race, so maybe it'll become available on PS Now. And if it does, I highly recommend that you play this game because it has the fluidity of Arkham Asylum and that kind of gameplay combat system, but you get to swing around New York, waste hours in, listen to J. Jonah Jameson on his podcast because he doesn't work for the Bugle anymore. Minor spoiler. Or does he still work there, but he did his own thing? I don't know. I guess I just have to replay everything. But it's good. It's endearing. This is like my favorite Peter Parker as well because I don't like 16-year-old Peter Parker. That's what the medium has put him on because of Tom Holland. I like 23-year-old, 24-year-old Peter Parker trying to figure things out of what he can be with, as a man, as a young man, becoming a fully situated man and everything that goes to hell around him, how he kind of keeps motivated. So Marvel Spider-Man DLC, The City Never Sleeps, go get it. Spend your money. It's worth it. If you had to buy like one game this year, go ahead and buy that. Unless you have to buy Breath of the Wild, that's fantastic. Promo code Spidey Senses.
Okay. Alrighty. Yeah. I don't have a PlayStation. I spent all my money on the PC, and I'm actually playing PC games finally. I almost gave it to Cyberhook, by the way. Cyberhook is a fantastic game. But I played 4 hours of it, and I'm still not done, but man. That's a game that I'm surprised it hasn't been ported to anything else. Because that thing can definitely run on the Switch, could definitely run on the PS4 and the Xbox One and the new generation consoles, and definitely a game that I could see being a VR game. It's first person.
Could be licensing rights for a bit. You know how it is.
I don't know. It's an indie game, I would assume. I think it's an indie game. I got it free on Amazon, but sheesh, man. You know what? Screw it. Quadruple non-sponsors. Let's go. Come on now. All right, I'm going to do the Cyberhook. You got two, I got two. Cyberhook, video games. All right,
one for John, one for Andrew. There you go.
Yeah, exactly. So Cyberhook here. Let me just go to the Steam page here, show it off there. But if you do have Amazon Prime, I think it's still free. If you have a PC, go and get it now. This is a really good game. Oh man.
Were you hooked on it?
I played it for 4 hours straight. on the first night. I haven't beaten it yet, but yeah, man, this is, you know what it is? It's first person. It's got that 80s kind of vibe to it with the you can see the trailer here, actually. Yeah, there you go, the trailer going on in the background. It's got that 80s vibe to it, very Tron-like in a way, but it's I don't know if anybody remembers Bionic Commando.
Of course. And then they made Bionic Commando Remastered for 360.
Exactly. Or even Metroid. because, Samus has a grappling beam. It's basically that, but hey, do you want to speed run levels like that? So you're watching it now, and yeah, you can go fast, man. The main character goes fast, like gotta go fast. Sonic the Hedgehog fast. Yeah, just seeing the leaderboards, it's amazing. People are finishing these levels with the time that they're showing there, but the game allows for a lot of freedom and creativity. So you have all these platforms here. You can see, I guess I'll describe it for the podcast. You have these solid platforms there, and you can grapple onto them and pull yourself in and try and traverse the levels in this, big platforming landscape. So it's platforming, it's speed running. There's some shooting mechanics in there too, but it's not really that in depth. There's, I think, only one level I've encountered that had enemies in it. Aside from that, but the beauty of this is you can slow down time for like a short amount of maybe 10 seconds, which allows you the time to figure out where you are at, plan out what you're gonna latch onto next, and then go from there. So that's part of the beauty of it. Of course,
It kind of reminds me of Mirror's Edge.
yeah, that's another kind of parkourish type of thing.
Except it's just hooking
Yeah, it's
instead of
just
parkouring.
exactly. There's some levels you'll have like these death spaces that you can't land on them, or else it's game over. You have to start over from the beginning. But it is just the thrill of. It's the first person perspective too. I think if this was like a third person game, I probably wouldn't be feeling that thrill. But it's the first person perspective. You get a lot of creativity. You can make up for your mistakes. You can kind of move around the levels as you please for the most part, which allows for a lot of creativity, and I like that. And
Plus, it was free. And listen,
it's free on Amazon for now, limited time. But if not, it's on all of the major downloadable PC platforms. Steam, it's $15. Steam, it's on GOG. It's I don't know what other ones. Itch.io, and I gotta tell you, man, $15. I played it for 4 hours. I don't think I'm even close to being done. There's probably I think maybe I'm probably like 4 hours of gameplay, and that's me just trying to beat levels and not really trying to aim for high scores or anything like that. Yeah, $15. I could see it. If it's anything lower than that, definitely get it. Because
and indies always kind of drop the 10s, my safe. That's how much how I got Guacamelee, and that's a game.
Yeah, there's always sales. There's always going to be a sale. There's a demo right now. Try it out for yourself. If it's definitely going to be, if it's my jam, it's definitely going to be your jam. Promo code Cyber Metroid, whatever you want to call it, Cyber Metroid, because I love the grappling hook mechanic in Metroid Prime, and all the Metroid Prime games, 1, 2, and 3, especially 3 because it had the Wii remote and you could jerk people with Henry Handy, everybody, if you want to get the T-shirt. Titan season is over, but you can the mechanic with the nunchuck, you can pull off the armor or shields from enemies in Metroid Prime. Oh man, I hope Metroid Prime 4 has stuff like that with the Switch Joy-Cons. Anyways, yeah, man, that's woo. Oh man, that game was fun, man. This game is really fun. Definitely, yeah. Please port this to all the other consoles. By the way, whoever made this, Graffiti Games. There you go, guys. We're getting to the halfway point. Y'all know what that means, right? A word from our non-sponsors, people, places, things, concepts, what have you, that we've been enjoying over the last week. I don't know who wants to start. Andrew, you weren't here last week, even though we did some makeup non-sponsors in your name, but I don't know if you want to start.
Who did you do in my absence?
I did the game Cyberhook, which is a really fun game, and I beat it this past weekend. And I forgot, what did you do, Charles?
I did Jupiter Donuts.
Well, that was your main one.
With the Spider-Man DLC.
Ah, that's right, the Spider-Man DLC. That is right. Okay.
So I guess I'll go first, since I'm the longest without a non-sponsor.
Go ahead.
And I have mine. Oh yeah. My non-sponsor is a person, actually, in this case. My non-sponsor is Gene McDowell. Gene McDowell is the former head coach of the UCF Knights and Golden Knights. He unfortunately passed away this morning at age 80. He's not the first head coach of UCF, but he was probably the most influential figure in UCF football history, which is saying a lot, considering that we've had Scott Frost, Danny White, you name it, because if it weren't for him, there would be no UCF football, because the team was teetering on the edge of, I guess you would call it insolvency? I don't know, but basically the team was going to go under money-wise if it wasn't for him. He arranged a ton of people to come together, including Burt Reynolds. Yes, the Burt Reynolds, to donate money for an auction, to donate items for an auction. He raised so much money for UCF football that kept him alive. He took the team from Division II through Division One AA, which is today's FCS, and then all the way to Division 1A, which is today's FBS. He coached for, I think, 85 to 97, so I think 12 seasons. He's the winningest head coach in UCF history. As Freddie pointed out, he was the first good head coach at UCF. He saved the team and brought us into our first kind of steps of prominence. He recruited Dante Culpepper to come to UCF and was Culpepper's head coach for 2 years. Unfortunately, his tenure ended a bit, shall we say,
controversial,
because he was wrapped up in a cell phone scam scheme back in '97.
Doesn't it feel right that an old coach gets caught up in a cell phone scandal? Because I was waiting for him to say it was like a Bobby Petrino.
Yeah.
And it's like you're just on a motorcycle with some young grad student.
Yeah.
And
cell phone scandal in 1997, though. I mean,
I just think those big ass like Wall Street.
Motorola's.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Excellent.
Speaking of cell phones, can you hear me now? Good.
Yeah,
what was the last thing you heard?
Cell phone scandal. Jinx.
And we you owe me a Coke. I owe you a Coke. So tell us why his story ended.
So he was caught up in a cell phone scandal in '97 where one of UCF's players was, I guess, doing something. I guess it would be today's equivalent of jailbreaking, sort of, but so that people could make phone calls and whatnot without having to pay money, so they wouldn't be on any sort of contract. And the player was a former employee of AT&T, so he was the one. You don't mess with AT&T, you don't mess with the feds like that. I don't exactly remember what he did, what McDowell did, but if my memory serves, he kind of lied for the players, kind of hid for them, obstructed justice, I think was the charge, so that they wouldn't get in trouble. And of course, that came back to bite him. That aside, I mean, he was persona non grata at UCF for several years, actually more like a decade, 2 decades, before finally they invited him back and gave him the recognition he deserves for everything that he did for UCF. So he passed away this morning at age 80, and just thanks to him for everything he did to make UCF what it is today. Promo code McDowell.
Okie dokie. Who wants to go next? I got mine ready. I don't know if you want to go, Charles.
I'll go.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go. First off, I gotta say that's like the ultimate ride or die coach, because Nick Saban would not take any kind of state or fed charges for obstruction of justice. So kind of respect there to Gabe McDowell. I have mentioned this non-sponsor before, but there's a reason why we sponsor these people. Is because we would either A, try their product again, or B, woefully go back all the time. But as we know, in the last month, your boy has been healing from them wisdom teeth. It's better now. I can talk. I don't sound like a Cedric Stanley. I'm not talking too quick. The pain's kind of not there. So I'm opening up my adventure in eating. I lost a couple pounds. I had to kind of pack on some weight. You guys know from the donuts that I was talking about. But last night I had Taco Bell. They're perennial. They're not a sponsor for tonight. But today I was like, man, I don't want that leftover beefy 5-layer burrito. That's tomorrow. That'll be tomorrow's lunch. That'll be great. I love it. But I was like, man, I really want this. I want a sub. And I looked online. I was like, I haven't had Jersey's Mike in a hot minute, boys. And it's been like 5 months for me. So when your body wants something, when you can't eat solids for several weeks, your body desires it, craves it. This is the closest thing to pregnancy cravings. Ladies, I feel sorry. I'm sorry. I apologize that we do this to you. But man, I got myself my buffalo chicken sandwich, a giant one, packing 1,800 calories. I ate that son of a gun. I ate it all in one sitting, boys. I usually just split in half for lunch and dinner. There was no mercy. I knew what I wanted. I was just gonna destroy it, and I destroyed it. I can't still eat chips yet, so that's like the saddest part. But I had that with a nice glass of water. It was beautiful. That buffalo chicken sandwich, it's drenched in Frank's Red Hot sauce, cheese. You can add bacon if you want bacon. I'm trying to be good on the crispy stuff, so no bacon. But man, I packed on like that 1,800 calories, but it was worth every bite, every penny. And today they had a sale. If you use their app, type in their own promo code, JM25, you get 25% off of your purchase and your order. So it has to be using their app though. My dumb self obviously did not read this and I paid full price. But you know what? Sometimes you pay for quality and you pay for that loyalty because they always make things right. So Jersey Mike's, said it before, I'll say it again. I will support you with your love. You're still kind of pricey, but damn, you're good. Promo code delicious.
Yeah. Nothing like a good sub, right? Nothing like a good sub.
Nothing.
Yeah.
And I did not dip it in ketchup. I'm sorry, but that is not something that you dip in ketchup.
I'm a heathen.
One day it's gonna happen, and I will use it on our OnlyFans. That's right, folks.
I forgot what your reaction was, Andrew, when you saw me doing that. I think you were surprised.
It was probably the equivalent of seeing a child get ran over by a car, but we'll leave that for Andrew to tell us.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, I guess I'll keep with the food theme, but it's not a food item that I will be highlighting, but it highlights food a lot, and it's something I sent to you guys yesterday. Guys, Netflix.
Oh.
Netflix. I've been watching a lot of Japanese shows on Netflix. There's a ton of them, really. They've brought over a lot. It's pretty interesting to see what Japanese people like, and apparently Japanese people love food. It's a thing. I've heard this other podcaster, Liam Edwards, on Dad and Sons podcast. That's fun. It's a video game podcast. Regardless, anyways, he's basically like, yeah, all the things that Japanese television is just them showing off people eating food. I'm like, oh, that sounds like a dream. Wow, what a wonderful land. So there are a few shows that I've been watching that are food based. There's another one called Midnight Diner, but I'll get to that one later. I haven't even finished that one, but I finished this one because it's only one season. I think it's like 12 episodes long. A lot of Japanese series are very short. You can get them out of the way.
30 minutes or an hour?
Yeah, 30 minutes or 24 minutes, whatever you want to call it, per episode. So it's not that bad. You can.
That's a weekend.
Yeah, that's a weekend. But I watched it over a week. Man, okay, let me just show you guys. Gosh darn it. And it's right there.
Podcast people can't watch it, but to see his recommendations
I
on
will.
our podcast.
Yeah, don't worry. It'll be there in the show description on the podcast version. But it's called Kantaro, the Sweet Tooth Salaryman. And why is it going to my freaking? It's gonna go on my. Wow, I'm logged into Netflix on sports Goofs. I did not know that. You guys can see.
Can we appreciate that you have the guy from The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt?
Titus. I love Titus, man. I love Titus. Okay, you can't say that. Yeah, I love Titus, man. Sheesh. Anyways, I guess I'll just show it here. IMDb, yeah, 2017. Let's go with the Wikipedia entry. That's fine. Oh, but you guys can't see it. You can't see the wonderfulness of this show. Go on Netflix. It was a manga. So that's the origin of this series. It was a manga, and then they converted it into a live action series. And I'm glad they did a live action version instead of making an anime version, because they couldn't have done this. They couldn't have done the food that they showcase justice. They couldn't have done it. So Kantaro is a salaryman, which in Japan is basically you wear a suit and you go up to the office and you're plugging away at an office, and that's the way things are in Japan, and a lot of people hate it. Regardless, that's a whole societal thing about Japan. But anyways, he's a salaryman. He's probably like the ultimate worker. Right, he's almost like a robot in a sense.
He's a pale man.
Yeah, but he's got a little secret. He plays hooky during work. So he works for like a book publisher, and he basically goes to different bookshops and tries to get them to buy orders of books that they're making and things like that. But while he does that, he tries to do it in such an efficient way. This is why he's like a robot. He works so efficiently because he's trying to find time so that he can play hooky and go to different restaurants and try all of their famous desserts. So he's always looking for restaurants and like this special like specialty desserts that they make is and he has a blog where he doesn't reveal who he is. It's a secret blog, and he writes about all this food. But the way they present it in the show, let me let me find some
I
images.
feel like this is you, man. Like, are you sure? You
All
should not
right,
be
so
suing?
there's a picture of his face right there with what can only be assumed is his O face. And that is basically a face that you will see in every episode every time he takes his first bite of all of these desserts in the show. And the desserts are computer animated at some points. He goes off into all of these wonderful lands that it is all CG rendered like he's going on a trip. It is amazing. And I honestly laughed my ass off from this show because this man, I want to be this man. I want to be this man. He look at this. This thing has like it has mana emitting from it's all in his mind, but it's there. All these desserts, and it's so good, man. It is so funny. It is so good. Look at the way he looks at that. Look at the way he looks at it. He's oh man, the whole time there's like one person in his job that suspects that he's doing something nefarious, and she's trying to figure out if he's like this mysterious guy. So there's like that subplot, but the main part of the show is him trying to find he's all these challenges that get in his way of playing hooky to go to these restaurants and eat these wonderful desserts here. I love it, man. There's there it is. Please faster. That's the subtitles right there. You get the show right there. So there he is, man. It's hilarious.
Does he eat the Cheeto KFC chicken sandwich?
I mean, it's all Japanese food. It's all Well, it's not strictly Japanese desserts. It's European desserts. It's a whole thing. They present it so nicely.
I'm gonna make the American
Look,
Netflix.
that's one of the episodes when he brought one of his coworkers, and they're both making the O face right there. So, Charles, you gotta watch this show. It speaks to us, man. It speaks to us. It speaks to us. Promo code O face.
Thank you for this journey. Has there ever been a food that you've had in your life that gave you the reaction of what we just saw? Sorry, podcast people, but speak live.
All right.
And see what we're talking about.
If I guess to tie this into sports, there's one item that I had at Marlins Park that gave me that face, and it was only available once at the ballpark. It was back when the Marlins were trying with the Loria era at the beginning. So the Marlins had this one item per game for each opponent. So it'd be like a regional thing that they would have per opponent. And the Cleveland Indians, who don't play the Marlins all the time, maybe once every like 4 or 5 years, what have you, they came over, and it was this barbecue pulled pork hot dog thing. And
that sounds so good.
Oh my! It was the best ballpark food I've ever had, and they've never had it available since. Even when the Indians came back, I was looking to see if they had it, and the Marlins just stopped trying with the whole regional thing. By that point, I'm like, oh God, no! I'm glad I had it once in my life, though. I'm glad I had it once in my life. Well, we are at the halfway point, so you guys know what that means, right?
What does it mean, Francisco?
It is a word from our non-sponsors, people, places, things, concepts, what have you, that we've been enjoying over the last week or so. And I don't know who wants to start this week. Who wants to go?
Andrew wasn't here last week. Or
he was here
last week.
I was here last week.
Yeah, that's when he brought Gabrielle on.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Maybe the anesthesia did hit in between.
There it is.
Well, since I put my foot in my mouth, I'll start. How about that? Fellas, all due respect. Andrew, you know what happened is you mentally prepared me that you were going to be here today, so I had to think of an alternate for you. I just like hearing your dulcet tones and your Jeff Bagwell stances. My stances are terrible. I did softball when I was like in my 20s with my ex-girlfriend at that time, who I worked with, and I kind of looked like I was a woodcutter. I think I have a photo. I'll send it to you guys so you can laugh about it. It was good times, good times. So, boys, I usually, when I do these things, it's food, it's a video game, but it's never what I'm watching, right? Because I gotta get my means of entertainment to any way, shape, or form that I can. God dang it, Rayman, you're killing me. This will definitely not be my non-sponsor till I be completely. But I work out at home. I won't go back to the gym yet because I don't want to put family at risk and stuff like that. Not that I don't trust my gym. I don't trust the patrons of my gym to kind of take up to the standards and take the virus seriously. So I miss, the heavy weights and things like that. But it has given me an excellent opportunity to catch up on some of my shows that I've been neglecting. And I'm almost done with this particular show. So I'm about to really sound like the man child that I am, but I'm on the 5th and final season, halfway through the final season of Nickelodeon's TMNT series that came out in 2012. And you guys, it is just beautiful. It is wonderful. It's just so good.
I've heard that one is a good one.
Oh, guys, it's just ridiculously good. It is the CGI rendition. Now, here's the thing that everybody should know about me and Ninja Turtles. I love me the Ninja Turtles. I love them. It's like the first toys I remember. I read some of the comics as an adult. I was religious to the television show that came out my time in like the 80s and the 90s when we were wee little babes. I was religious to
I loved that show.
Oh, they're so good. I was religious to the movies. I always make sure to watch the first movie once a year near my birthday time. And in fact, I have watched it during my birthday. There's a nostalgia attachment that you feel alive, man. You feel alive, and it's so great. My favorite Ninja Turtle is Raphael. Even though I love all of them. Favorite one's Raphael. Paige Turco is not my original April O'Neil, but she's a babe, even with OG April O'Neil. I forgot her name right now. I think it touched with J for Juliet, but it'll come to me at some point. But I loved them. I even saw the Nasty movies that came out with Megan Fox. I wasn't crazy about them. My problem with the ones that came out with Michael Bay is I actually like the Turtle renditions, even though they're kind of stupid. But the human actors are just for no fun. It's just silly movies. But I always had affinity. Even the bad one, like Samurai, the Turtles in Time, one of the best Super NES ones. And if I had children, God forbid we put there on the world. My last name is such a hard name to kind of put names to for baby children, but I realize that Leonardo Trujillo, Donatello Trujillo, Michelangelo Trujillo, Raphael Trujillo, can't use that because he's a Dominican Republic dictator, which hurts because he's my favorite one. You don't know how many Dominican girlfriends I've had that we argued about it, but it was just so perfect. So it's been like a year and a half, honestly, because I remember I watched the first 2 seasons about 5 years ago, but on Hulu, they've had it, so I've been watching it as I work out because my working out binge was like Breaking Bad to redo everything so I can watch El Camino. But I picked it up and I went straight to season 2. So season 1's good. It's the typical intro. Season 2's very good. Season 3's slow. I'm not a big fan of season 3 because they take out the whole, they go to the O'Neill estates in the woods. Season 4 was excellent. That's why I'm sponsoring right now. Season 4, the back 9, those final 5-6 episodes were just fantastic for me who wants that adult story-driven storyline and some turtle humor coming into it. And man, I love being a turtle because they got Super Shredder in there. And can I give spoilers for something that's like 9 years later? I can do that, right?
I remember the second TMNT movie when it had the goo inside of them and Super Shredder, the ooze and all. Yeah, okay, never mind. Is it the same
essentially thing? Like Shredder kills Splinter. I'm just saying that right now. Not once but twice, but that's where season 3 comes into with season 4. But the next episode doesn't screw around. It's like straight up, they're like, we're gonna go kill this guy. I'm like, what is this? What? So they go and they launch the assault. Capital take notes. Holy crap. Those 4 turtles with Casey and April, who has like psychic powers, it's fully developed, go and they take out a lot of the underlings. Bebop and Rocksteady show up, and then it's a fight on the rooftop with fire. And everybody gets a little except for Leo and Shredder go into it. And I'm just sitting there because I have an affinity. I love me some good old Japanese movies, samurai movies. Ghost of Tsushima was a love. They did a PlayStation wrap-up of how many hours I put into that game. 67. I'm not proud, but I take it. Even though Raph was my favorite, I knew Leo had a big guy. And fellas, it was just so beautiful. And then we got to season 5, and now they're just kind of doing it as the Tales of Ninja Turtles or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. where it's just like little story arcs that's going to lead the way. But it was just perfect. And if anybody was angry that I spoiled that bit of the information, it came out in 2012, show ended like 4 years ago. Just go watch it. It's okay.
They're on a new series at this moment. So,
which I'm not going to watch that one. They have mythical powers, but I have thoroughly enjoyed it because it looks childish, but it's really just well grounded. Nickelodeon has a very good way of kind of doing that. A show that seems childish at first, but there's a lot of adult overtones in there. Case in point, Avatar. I never watched The Last Airbender. It was after my time, and then it came on Netflix 6 months ago, and I was like, "Give it a try, man. You like anime? Do this." I'm like, "I don't want to. The kid sounds whiny, and I'm gonna hate everybody." And I thought it was very good. I don't think it's perfect, but that was very good. So TMNT has just been a good enjoyment. So if you kind of want to get into that mix where there's good, I mean, really, if this was what it wanted to be, that grittiness, then we see people getting beheaded all the time. But you're not going to get that on the kid show, but it's not really a kid show. So it hits that adult tone. It's a connection of all phases of my life. It seems that way between young Charles, because I did watch the 2003 show as well. I didn't think that was bad. I thought it was just a little different. I played the video games. I liked even the 2007 TMNT movies. So I feel like there's always, like Ganon and Link and Zelda, always coming back to the same time period resurrection. There's always going to be the Ninja Turtles and Charles. So TMNT on Hulu right now, Nickelodeon TMNT from 2012, not the new one that's there. Go watch it. I think it's great. It's fantastic. Season 4 really just kept me so grounded because they're in space and then they go back to handle some stuff. I like it a lot. Promo code, what else? Cowabunga.
Nice. Very good. Very good. You want to go up next, Andrew? Sorry. Or
You go.
Okay, I will go. All right, gentlemen. So, New Year's resolutions. Got a few of them. I'm doing all right. Doing all right with the weight loss. I'm trying to lose 10 pounds this coming month in February. You know, I did well the last month. I'm fighting, man. It is a slog once you get past the first 15 pounds. After that, it's like, ooh, my body does not want to let go. But that's a whole different thing. Another resolution of mine. Video games. Lots of video games. Been beating a lot of video games. Currently in the toughest challenge yet. Metal Gear Solid 5. Oh boy, it's going to take me a while. That's going to take me a month or so just to beat, because I am taking my sweet old time. But I am trying to beat other games in between. Luckily, those NES games, Super Nintendo games, those classic ones, you can get them out of the way pretty quickly. All of this requires planning. This is the first time I've ever tried to plan my video game playtime, because as much as I am a man-child, there is part of the adultness there. And I have to be an adult, and I have a job, and I have to do things, and I can't just play video games all the time like I used to when I was a kid or a teenager. So it requires planning. And I've been using this very handy website, howlongtobeat.com. That is my non-sponsor for today, folks. Howlongtobeat.com. They have pretty much every single video game ever made in their catalog here. Just you type it in. Let's put a good one out there. I played a little bit of this on the emulator a couple days ago, just to have that little nice nostalgia hit. Metroid Prime, one of my most favorite games of all time. Metroid Prime, great game. About 14 hours long if you've never played it. So they have all the categories here. You create your own profile. You start adding the video games that you want to add there. And they have different categories. They have people who are currently playing it. So you can mark what category you want them to go in. 1,500 people have it in their backlog. Those people need to get going on that because this is a classic game that is an absolute joy to play through. 91 replays, so 91 people are replaying this game because it is man, I love this game. Ooh, 3% retired, so 3% of people are no longer playing this game, and what the hell is wrong with them? You have to play this game again every once in a while, every few years. 90% rating, so you can rate the games after you're done with them and give your thoughts on them as well. And 1,300 people who are using the site have beaten the game. That's probably a higher number. But yeah, and then they have different. When you beat the game, you can add how much time it took you to beat the game, and that's how they create this website and aggregate all of these scores and play times of everybody, so you can get an average for a game that you have not beaten yet. I mean, a game that you've gotten, and you're like, man, I don't know if I want to play this because it might take forever. Well, this gives you an idea. People have beaten the main story of Metroid Prime 14 hours long, but main story plus extras 15 and a half hours long. So if you play some of the extra stuff there, I don't know what more extra stuff is in Metroid Prime. I mean, there's some Metroid Fusion stuff if you hook it up to your Game Boy Advance, but that's a different thing. That's not really an extra storyline. And in Completionist, if you want 100% the game, it takes about 18 and a half hours long. And then All Styles, 15 and a half hours long. So that's how they do it. And then you see how people play. You can even sort it by console. People who played it emulated, people who played the original on the GameCube, people who played the re-release in the trilogy for the Wii, and the re-release of the trilogy on the Wii U. So that's how people have been playing this game. So you got all of that, and my backlog is about 200 games long. So it's not going to go down very quickly, and Amazon keeps giving me free games. So that's going to be a problem. But I'm hoping to get my goal for the year. I have like 36% of my overall games are in the backlog that I haven't beaten. I'm hoping to get that down to 25%. If I get it down to 25%, I have accomplished something in the year. That would be a massive accomplishment. But there are lots of little games, and right now I have high tier games, middle tier games, and low tier games. Low tiers are the games that they're like under 2 hours. Then you have the ones that are plus that 5 to like 20 hours long. Those are like the middle games. And then you got the big ones. You got those big RPGs, The Witcher, Metal Gear Solid, anything like that, which is going to be 50 plus hours long, and those you just kind of have to make a commitment to it. Charles just did that with Breath of the Wild, and I'm doing that with Metal Gear Solid 5. So
doing it with Odyssey.
Oh yeah, that's right.
To kind of get there.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and I have no shame. I will play games on easy mode. I will play games with cheat codes. I will play games with video walkthroughs. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I just want to beat them, get them out of the way. And I beat 21 in the last month, so doing good. Promo code Manchild.
My non-sponsor is the New York Times crossword puzzle app.
Ew.
Yes, the New York Times has the notorious crossword puzzles. I don't play those, but I have a running competition with the other RCFD mods in something that New York Times called minis, which are significantly smaller. They're at most 5x5 puzzles, but usually smaller because they have little chunks taken out. That's a lot of fun. I usually can finish them in under a minute.
Really?
The best I've done, and the difficulty varies from day to day, but I think the quickest I've done one was in 12 seconds.
Oof. Yeah, BU, anyone dropping in for the first time is going to be seriously confused. Sports quiz. You're always going to be seriously confused.
Mariana's Trench of sports.
Yeah. Welcome.
Wanting more.
Welcome to the abyss. Welcome to rock bottom. Please enjoy the sulfur volcanoes.
So, yeah, that's my non-sponsor is the New York Times crossword puzzle app. Promo code, I don't know, crossword. Why not? I'm not really good usually with...
You're not good with words as we're doing the crossword.
Right. I'm not good with coming up with promo codes.
Yeah.
I had an easy one, so it's okay. You can't beat Cowabunga. It's their own damn catchphrase.
If you find that spicy, don't even go near Thai food. Please do not. That is some butthole destroying food. Anyways, on that note, let's head on over to our word from our non-sponsors. because we often highlight foods and stuff, and some of them may make our buttholes hurt, but it's all worth it in the end. People, places, things, concepts, what have you, that we've been enjoying over the last week. And Andrew's not here, so I got to think of something on the fly. But there's one.
I know something for him.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, I do have one, and it's something that just, guys, sometimes it's all about simplicity. Sometimes it's all about simplicity. And oftentimes the most simplest things are paired with other things that just kind of like, oh wow, why didn't anybody think of this earlier? And so over the last week, you guys know that along with my video game beating habits that I've been trying to instill in myself, and I've been doing pretty good with that, I've also been trying to get a little more culinary with my year at this point, trying to do things. And so I decided, God dang it, I just want some pancakes. That's all I really wanted. I've been watching, I recommended the Kantaro Japanese show about food and desserts. And there's one episode there, and he's eating pancakes, and I'm like, damn it, man, I just want some freaking pancakes. I've been on this diet too, doing well with it, but sometimes the man wants and the heart wants what it wants. And I haven't made legit pancakes ever, but I decided I wanted a recipe. I wanted to make the nice, big, giant, fluffy pancakes, the fluffy hotcakes like they make it in Japan. And I found a recipe, allrecipes.com, and I botched it the first time. I botched it. I will admit that I botched it. All right, they're the fluffy pancakes, but I did botch it.
Well,
I didn't follow the instructions to a T. I did things.
It's hard to get perfection. You understand.
At one point, I had like this gigantic, like hard paste, and I'm like, "What am I supposed to do here?" And it was like, "You forgot to add the milk." Oh, and the milk was a journey because it took me an hour to find buttermilk here in Hialeah. Apparently, buttermilk isn't a thing down here. So that was a journey for me. I went to like 5 different stores, and ultimately it was Walmart that had it. I'm like, of course, Walmart. One place I didn't want to go to, but apparently they have everything, even in Hialeah. So I got my buttermilk, but I forgot to add it to it at the end. And in the end, I'm like, second day, I'm like, I got to do this again. I can't live with myself if I don't know how to make pancakes. So I decided, you know what? Instead of, because the thing that messed me up the most, I burned a couple of them, is the flipping. Is the flipping part. That's what.
Do you not know the secret way to do it?
I just never did it myself. And it doesn't take long. Pancakes cook up pretty quickly, but I just never got the timing down. I never got the heat right. I just kind of had some. By the end, I had one that turned out well, but even then, I still messed up the batter. I messed up the batter. I just messed it up, so it didn't.
Yeah,
taste
the batter's
as well.
hard.
Yeah, so the second day, I'm like, I'm gonna do this exactly as the recipe says. But I noticed that I had my arepa maker, and it's really not the maker. It's basically like an iron. It's like a waffle iron. I'm like, and I thought back to my old roommate Michael from Florida State, and he did this a long time ago, and he was like, he knew how to cook. He was the reason I know how to cook. He's part of the reason why. He's like, let's take that pancake stuff and stick it in there. I'm like, oh. And we called, ultimately, what it's called pancarepas. It's arepa-shaped pancakes. And the hard part with me with the batter is I didn't get it from a box. I made the thing from scratch with flour and eggs and butter and buttermilk and all that stuff. So that was why I messed it up. But I did it again, but with this Japanese fluffy recipe. Oh boy. I as Charles had said, I slutted up pancakes.
Oh yeah, you did.
I turned it into a dirty whore. And guys, I like going down on this said whore. If you are jumping into this show right now,
Sports Goof Dark, brought to you by Charles and Francis.
This
It's every
is-
time Andrew's not here,
every
the moral
time
compass leaves.
We will
Hey,
dunk.
you, this is on you, man. You should have been our moral light here, our guiding light.
When Andrew is not here, we will go to the rated R. We will become rated AO. We will dunk on the city of Orlando at every point. But we love you, Andrew. Please come back and bring us back to anyways. Oh, guys, pancarepas. Just, it's so simple. It's so simple. Just tiny handheld pancakes that are rounded, and you can fill them with stuff, with butter or maple syrup or jam or jellies or fruit, what have you. It's just so damn simple. I should have had a photo for it, for you guys to show and have. I'm like, my God, I need to frickin' trademark this. That's what I'll do. That's what I'll do tonight. I'll see if I can do that. Either way, promo code Slutty Pancakes.
Slutty Pancakes. Batter me up. Oh, okay, we're gonna go down.
Oh, that was a good one too.
We're gonna go down a dark hole. I'm gonna do the
Speaking of
Andrew one.
holes.
Yeah, right. So put it out there for people listening. Is it wrong to have stuff in the pancake or having toppings? What's better? Do you go nude with your natural pancakes? Do you have like the chocolate chip, the blueberry, whatever, or do you have toppings like banana or strawberries, cherries even?
When you have it, yeah, save it for.
You was right. We have to save it for the OnlyFans.
Oh, I should put it on the OnlyFans of me eating it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'll make some tonight. I gotta use the buttermilk. It expires pretty quickly, so I gotta make more. But yeah, no. You see, with the pancakes, it depends on how much do you love being a pig. Because sometimes having everything on top,
you already know that answer from my end.
It just
Know
feels.
what I eat for this show.
I mean, you might as well serve it in a trough for me when it's on top, because it turns into this mush of just fruits and butter and pancake, and it doesn't even resemble what it was.
Ask a question, because I gotta ask this: are you a psychopath if you refuse to put butter or syrup together? Because there's some people like, no, I can't mix them. I'm like, what?
What?
How do you think the greatness of peanut butter and chocolate came around, or peanut butter and jelly?
How?
You always go syrup, butter. To quote Dennis from It's Always Sunny, it's the implication. If you have, and this is where you go to IHOP or anything, right? Like I don't. When I have pancakes at the house, and when I was coming back from the wisdom teeth removal, I had to have something soft. I bought a whole bunch of pancakes, so I went crazy on the syrup. I didn't go and say, let me find the butter, because house butter is just not the same when you go to IHOP or Denny's or International or World's Best Pancakes, the other place that's in there.
Waffle House.
Or anything like that. It's like, okay, it's just there. But when you get those establishments and they have it, the implication is you mix that bitch up, man. And I don't care if it gets kind of runny nasty, because it's good kind of runny nasty. It's not like a runny nose. It's runny pancakes with butter and syrup, and it gets dirty. So you're kind of a psychopath taco there. And I agree with BU. Like, I like me some blueberries in my pancakes, not chocolate chip. I don't know. I rather just do chocolate syrup.
It's the contrasting flavor. The chocolate is just kind of like a very big contrast compared to everything else in the pancake. It's not bad. It's you put chocolate in it. I'll eat it. It's fine. But yeah, blueberries seem to be. Yeah, blueberries seems to be like the like if you want. Look, you're already taking years off of your life, but you can at least feel like you're not when you have blueberries in it. It's like, I got my fruit in here. I'm getting vitamin, whatever.
I'm getting my antioxidants.
Yeah, exactly. But put the damn butter with the maple syrup. You already know you're losing 5 years off your life. So what's another couple more?
It's worth it.
Yeah. Oh, what's your non-sponsor?
So I'm going to do the Andrew sponsor first. And this is something I feel Andrew would actually sponsor on. So I wish I could do it in his voice. I don't have that capability yet. One day will be. But Andrew's non-sponsor of the week is the city of Tampa Bay. How great. Ooh. We have championships. Okay. Tampa Bay Lightning, woo. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, woo. It's great. We love it. There we go. Love you, Andrew. I felt that was funny.
Happy birthday. That's your birthday.
Happy birthday. You see, there you go. We don't like Tampa because it brings out the PTSD, and the water's kind of dirty. Yeah. I do have a secondary Andrew one as a replacement that will go from there, but okay. I'll go to my own. So as you know, the Super Bowl was this weekend. And for some reason, we associate the Super Bowl with supposedly good commercials. Wasn't there. Great football games. Definitely wasn't there. But we also associate it with fattening food. Because for some reason, that day only is a day where we can have not one, not two, but like 5 slices of pizza, a whole bunch of Budweiser. I don't drink Budweiser. Not happening. I drink real alcohol. It's okay. And also a whole bunch of chicken wings. And we're not talking about 3 or 4. We're talking about like, oh, Charles, are you going to eat 12? Well, you ordered 60 and I'm paying for a third. So yeah, I'm going to take my portion. So I've mentioned them before, but life is, a circle sometimes. And you sometimes come back to past non-sponsors. But my non-sponsor is Brews Room because my buddy Ben order of 60 wings.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a little tardy to the party. But I gotta tell you, even them like an hour like regular heat is still delicious. And it was medium, but seasoned a little bit. I usually like to get mine extra wet with hot sauce. Oh man, I'm just thinking about it now because you can never say no to a good chicken wing. And I think for a Super Bowl meal, I always kind of want that. I don't necessarily want pizza because pizza could be an everyday delight, boys.
If a restaurant messes up chicken wings, you get the hell out of there.
Your day's ruined.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
You can make compensation for pizza. I've had Little Caesars. I will. You don't know the level that I'll go.
After Professor Foley's Civ Pro exam, I went to Little Caesars and just got like, give me 2 of those $5 things, and I just ate them.
Yep. Just give me a hot and ready. And look, here's the thing. The big knock on Little Caesars is the fact that they don't know when to put their sauce placements. But I remember when they had that bacon pie or whatever it was, like the big monster of bacon and heavy cheeses that you get for $8. I don't know what it's called. I ate it because you know me, I fear no man. I want you guys, when it comes to food, and I wish we were closer because we would just do a food spectacle of eating as a group together. It would be basically the PG-13 version of Fuck That's Delicious by Action Bronson on Vice, which is I like that show. I really wish they actually spent more time talking about the place to eat instead of just eating because I'm like, where's the foreplay, man? You got to give the background here. Mm-hmm. But I will go anything. But I look at food like I'm what's the guy's name who was chasing Moby Dick? Ahab. I'm like, I've come to conquer, you guys. I have no fear. My stomach, it either kills me or I kill it. That's why I think Ron Swanson is my spirit animal. But Brews Room, their chicken wings are always a go-to. When I was back in my Spanish classes about a year ago to learn, I would go there every Thursday night because it was like a couple-week course. So I would just go there weekly as my dinner. I would have a beer, and then I would just eat like 10 chicken wings, eat 5, take 5 home, and watch the Thursday night football. And I loved it. And it's been a bit since I've had it because I haven't really gone to the Palm Beach area. And when I did go with friends, and I see them, we didn't go out or anything like that. I'm trying to be safe, and we went over to that house, but we got the platter. So I got that. It was good. I had like 12 of them. It was worth it. And man, it's just so tasty. So Brews Room is my non-sponsor of the week. Going into it, tasty promo code Super Bowl food. Right. And I guess Andrew's real non-sponsor coming into it because with every meal that you have, because we'll keep it Super Bowl related, we kind of see what we want to watch afterwards or anything like that. So I'll tell you what I've been watching in between because I finished TMNT, right?
Okay.
And
it made you sad.
I'm like, it made me very sad. I realize I am Bebop. No, I'm Rocksteady, and I'll tell you why in a small snippet of it. Fun story: when I did softball with an ex-girlfriend about 10 years ago, our nicknames on the team was Bebop and Rocksteady. But the final episode, Bebop and Rocksteady just kind of turn the corner and do some good stuff. Go watch it. It's whatever. But his omissions of things that he likes because the world's ending, Bebop goes to him and says, but you like professional wrestling. You like, this cartoon show. You love Mama. And he goes in his big Russian accent, and he goes and thinks about his mother and the Soviet nation behind him. He's like, Mama! So he goes and, helps out. So I cracked up because I like pro wrestling and I love my mama and everything like that. But then the alternate world, because they went back to the 1980s, the turtles, they were like, hey, you can change your life, you don't have to be goons anymore. And then the Rocksteady over there goes and says, I always want to be a personal injury lawyer, like on the television. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm a rhinoceros. I've been kind of empty. That hit me hard, but working at home, I'm like, I need background noise, I need stuff to do there. So I'm like, what am I going to do? And I decided to restart an anime. And I had thought about it on the Super Bowl, so that's how I brought it together. But I decided to restart anime because season 4 came on Hulu, because it's one of those few animes, and you can tell we're weebs, but it's one of those few animes where I like the dub more than I like the sub. I have gone back into My Hero Academia. And it kind of correlates with everything, because I've been reading X-Men comics, and it's basically the manga version or the anime version of X-Men, even though X-Men did try to make a anime version on G4, not as good. It's still enjoyable. It's still endearing. I don't understand how anybody likes Bakugo. I think he's just like, he's just a dick, lack of a better word. Todoroki's good. I like Tokiyami. Deku's fine. Uraka's cool. Yazurozo, I wish, and I know this is against the counterculture, but I really wish Japanese anime wouldn't like sexualize 16-year-old girls. You know what I mean? But it's weird when you put it all in perspective.
It's
scary,
Japan. It's their thing.
Yeah, I know. But hey, if I called out Tyreek and I called out Antonio Brown, I call out Japan too. Sorry, Japan, I'm not trying to create a war with you. But sometimes you gotta do it. It's okay. But it's enjoyable for those who have not watched it. I don't want to say it's the next big thing. Be the Untitled Action Bronson Show with the absolute best pure cosplay with this issue. Yeah, pretty much. It has its enjoyable. Basically, everybody has a quirk. It's like the equivalent of mutations, and then it's a story about one kid who did not have a mutation, or not mutation, but a quirk, and is gifted the quirk from like the world's best hero, who's coincidentally dying. Good action, endearing characters, great fight scene. Season 2 is just so good when they're fighting Stain. Man, you guys got to really get into it. Season 3, I don't want to say season 3 was a letdown. It wasn't like something I remembered that well. So that's what kind of prompted the rewatching, because I've heard nothing but good things about season 4 when they bring in Overhaul. So I'm like, I'm ready. I like me a good anime, one that's kind of weird but also grounded. I'm also going to start your show as I work out, so that should be entertaining, because I'm thinking My Hero Academia will be my TV show during work, where I'm listening to the sound effects, and I'll do yours probably when I'm exercising. But that one's in sub, right? So I should probably reconsider my life.
Yeah,
because
you got to read it, but yeah.
It can be done. It can be done. But I don't know if you've watched it, but I always tell people give it a go. It's kind of been like the hot thing lately. I also have to finish Black Clover. That was really good. I only got to like 50 episodes there, but Hulu I think has a nice variety of anime too, and I've mentioned them before as non-sponsors. I know everybody's trying to find it. Netflix is trying, but it's because they're making like their own stuff, but it's not good. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's Americanized anime just never succeeds, but then that's a falsity because
I think it's kind of both. I think they commission some of them, and then some of them they're actual other established shows. There's one called Psyche K, which is pretty good, but that one was originally just an anime, and then I think they commissioned an extra season or an extra like 6 episodes, which is good because I like that show. So I'm hoping that's something that Netflix does. It's like some anime that could continue or have an extra few episodes, and they could just commission them. Like, these are popular. Well, of course, nothing that's serious. That's like, that might retcon some things or affect the storyline. It just depends on which anime, and some of them are mangas, and it all depends.
Well, they've done well with recommissioning, and I'll use that word, or redoing the old shows from like the 80s, like She-Ra and Voltron. Never watched it, but I've heard excellent things, and
Carmen
sometimes you can't go away from the masses.
Yeah, they got a bunch of stuff that they're doing.
But I'm excited for Netflix because they seem to be the only platform that knows how to do video game shows. Because Castlevania is actually really good. It's just short.
Yeah, Sonic,
they're commissioning Sonic.
Yeah, no, I'm ready. I'm ready for. Of course, they're gonna have a new voice actor. I think that might be the impetus of why this other guy just quit. I don't know if he quit or if he just kind of they're not renewing his contract. So
it probably just didn't renew his contract.
And every time they do a new show, that's when they do a new Sonic voice, because like the Sonic X guy was when they changed the voice.
One of them was Urkel.
Yeah, and then it was Urkel, but that was like before he had a voice actor in the video games. So then
Yeah.
you had the voice actor in the video games like Adventure 1, 2, and then Heroes. And then they got the Sonic X show, and they got the new guy to start because they started that show. And then Sonic Boom started, and they got the new guy there, or what have you. Actually, no, they started in Sonic Colors. Either way, they were planning new shows and new things. So I think that's why they got this guy. Some people were thinking maybe it'll be the guy who voiced him in the movie, but I don't know how much he's asking for. I'm sure Ben Schwartz isn't that expensive, you know?
John Ralphio is a gift, and we need to enjoy him all the time.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. He did a pretty good job in the movie, so I wouldn't mind him being in the TV show. But we'll see.
I just want to know who they get as Knuckles, because I imagine he needs that deep voice. And listen, I know, and I might be overkill. I need Ving Rhames to voice Knuckles just for my humor.
We need some. Well, Knuckles is the most memeable of the Sonic characters, so we need somebody good. You know, you got the Odo from Sonic Adventure that gets memed. You got Uganda Knuckles. You know the
and
way.
We need that reference in there.
Yeah,
they had Tails actually sound like Tails though, because for this is how we're gonna date ourselves here. Do you remember the original Disney Sonic TV show?
Oh yeah.
Where he was eating chili dogs and stuff. Not Sonic X or Sonic Adventures.
Yeah, that was Steve Urkel when he did the voice. Yeah, exactly. You know, Sonic says, you learn about sexual harassment from Sonic. You know.
Yeah. But we definitely went off that tangent there. But yes, so My Hero Academia. If you want something that's pseudo grounded, but still about the typical hero origins, endearing characters, good cast of supporting characters. That's sometimes the problem. I would also say some of the problems of anime is that you like supporting characters more than you like the main characters. Goku, looking at you, Dragon Ball Z. I don't see that the issue here. Definitely watchable. I'll get to season 4, but I'll just do this as the rewatch for work if I'm doing, whatever I got to do. Background noise is waiting for time to go by, or if I'm exercising. And then, there's that. Promo code + Ultra.
Cool. All right, we're finally.
Have you watched My Hero?
No, I haven't. I hear good things. I just haven't been able to sit down and do any episodes.
That's because you're charged with finding the real gifts, such as Kentaro.
Yeah. Well, that I've just been focused on video games. That's been my thing. I can't sit down and watch anime when I still gotta, play Metal Gear Solid or whatever. I just can't. I just can't do both at the same time. Because sometimes you'll have a game. You can play a game with like something in the background, but I gotta pay attention. I can't pay attention to both, especially if I want to get the storyline. So, no, that's what's going on. That finally took us over the halfway point. So, Charles, you know what this means, but Johnny does not know. It is a word. Is he ready for this? It is a word from our non-sponsors, Johnny. Every week we highlight people, places, things, concepts, what have you. We are not sponsored by, because we have very few sponsors. Very few people are actually paying us money to do this. Every once in a while, somebody does.
We don't sell out.
We do sell out. If somebody
we sell out badly.
Exactly. We might sell out soon enough for somebody. I have to make a decision about that soon enough. Anyways,
this is brought to you by Raid Shadow.
Oh yeah. I would love a Raycon headphones, or NordVPN, or one of the 4,000 VPNs out there. Anybody, any one of you want to sponsor us, we will shill your product.
I actually use Nord.
Okay, yeah, gotta watch those international Netflix stuff, So.
International hockey games.
Oh, smart, very smart. Get away from Reddit NHL streams. All right, so yeah, me, Charles, and Andrew, we talk about something that we've been enjoying over the past week. It doesn't matter what it is or what have you. We just like to talk about it and recommend it to people. So I guess I'll start just to give you an example. So guys, we talked about it before the show. We're all gamers here. We love the video games. I've been destroying my eyeballs in front of a TV, playing electronic fun since 1991, since the good old Sonic the Hedgehog, all right? And much like Sonic, my life has been a roller coaster ever since. But yeah, I love gaming, and that's been my New Year's resolution, is to beat a ton of video games. But it is hard. It is hard, my good friends, when it almost seems like these video game companies just they just are giving them away at this point. Something you buy a gaming PC, it's like $700 or even more, depending on where you get it. But you got to spend money on games. But a lot of companies just want to give them away. And I luckily found a very handy website, and that's who my non-sponsor is, GamerPower.com. So GamerPower.com, they keep you informed on the latest free games and in-game loot. Doesn't matter what you have, whether you have an Xbox or a PlayStation or a Nintendo Switch, your mobile phones, or a gaming PC. Steam, Epic Games, GOG, what have you. Any of those things, and they got to hear all the games and loot, DLC, and it makes it difficult when I'm trying to beat this backlog. It's finally below 200, guys. I have 33% of my video games still need to be beaten, but it's getting down there. I've gotten it down like 7% this year. I've been beating a ton of video games, but they're just literally giving them away. And that keeps adding to it, and I have to keep playing. Johnny, I've been playing Metal Gear Solid 5 since the month started, and it is a commitment at this point. I am 45 or 40. I'm almost 50 hours in, and I'm not even 20% done with the game. So
I've been doing the Final Fantasy VII remake.
Oh boy, and that's not even all of Final Fantasy VII. Spoiler alert. So, yeah. Games are long, games are hard, and they're just giving them away, and I can't keep up. But it's ever since college, ever since I went to Florida State, ever since then I've learned to freeload and freeload hard. Charles, we are freeloaders. Charles admittedly is very cheap when it comes to his gaming. And
you heard the speech about the controller situation. We don't play around, man.
Yeah.
Hey man, if it's free, it's for me. That's just how we roll.
Exactly. Just
that I'll just steal it from a kid.
Yeah. Just I can't imagine explaining to my 10, 15, whatever year old self. Hey, there's tons of free games out there, but I'm not going to take them because I don't have time. No, I'm going to take every single free video game that I will get, even if I never play it or if it takes me 5 years just to get to it. So GamerPower.com, you can create your own profile and choose which console, whatever that you have, and you log in every once in a while. They even send you notifications, newsletters, all that stuff, and you'll get the update and some free games. Sometimes you get some pretty good stuff too, some pretty darn good stuff out there. I got Battlefield 3. I got some other stuff out there. So every once in a while, they'll
The
drop
game
a good
that
one.
nobody wanted.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes they might be old, but they're old, but they're good. So GamerPower.com.
They're Goldie oldies.
Yeah. Promo code, fake promo code, by the way, Johnny. Freeload. That's the fake promo code. Type that into whatever the hell you want, and maybe you'll get something. So
Are we doing one for Andrew in absentia?
Well, you can do yours, and then
Okay.
we'll see if Johnny can come up with something on the spot. This is the improv section of the show that we mentioned.
Oh
to you
man,
earlier.
He could
pressure.
be
Yeah.
he could be Johnny on the spot, right?
Yeah.
Fellas, in this world, it's very important for all kinds of self-care. Last couple of weeks, my self-care might be food, it might be video gaming, it might be seeing una película, it might be marathoning and finishing the Nickelodeon 2012 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which was still a good run, or even redoing My Hero Academia. But I gotta look in the mirror sometimes because I've been working at the home, since we kind of doing this remodeling at the office. There's no need to go for court appearances in person for me, and everything's via Zoom. And the way my camera goes for my laptop is you don't really get to see all of me. I just make sure to shave the face a little bit so I don't look like some Russian dictator that comes in. Because the last time I did grow the facial hair, it was interesting. I do miss the cop mustache though, I gotta tell you. But my hair was borderline Gordon Gekko Wall Street look that if I slicked it back any further on court days, I should have just bought suspenders and it would just been I would have been a walking stereotype. So I was like, I gotta go get a haircut. Right, I gotta go get a haircut. I go to a particular place I've been going for the last couple of years. You develop loyalty, you develop bond, you develop safe understanding assurance, and when they know what kind of haircut you have, to do, it's perfect. But my problem is I'm a barbershop whore, guys. I'll go to the same place, but whoever's available. I hate calling for stuff ahead of time. I don't have a consistent schedule like that. So I've been spurned a little bit the last couple of times. I'll remain anonymous on the person prior, but maybe they're, a little bit too conversational. They take a little bit too short off the top. So when I kind of slick it back, I look like the little kid from Big Daddy. No, My Little Vampire, whatever it is, Jonathan Lipnicki. My hair going into it, and I'm very self-conscious because to look good, you gotta feel good. Feel good, you gotta look good. But I went to my barbershop, gentleman's barbershop. I don't know if I think they have like an Instagram or something like that, but I'll give them the straight up love right there. And Glenn, you did my hair so good. You did my hair so good. One half on the sides and the back. Enough clipping on the top, but good enough to comb over on the side and slick it back.
What's the location called?
Gentleman's Barbershop or Gentleman's Barber. It's where I live in Martin County.
All right.
I don't know if it's establishment like a franchise or what, but instead of debase, ladies and gentlemen of the world, don't debase yourself by going to the hair cuttery. Death before dishonor. You don't deserve some rookie who just literally came out of the office to cut your hair. Just get the guy who has the Crisco and just shave your head like I used to do when I was a kid at 13. But you gotta look the part, you gotta be a part professionally, but you just feel good sometimes. Glenn, you did an outstanding job. Because last couple of times I was a little down and out, but I feel good. I look at that mirror, I'm like, oh yeah, look at myself. I'm like, I'll be my own Valentine's Day. I'm a little cutie with this haircut. So I appreciate you, Glenn. I appreciate you, gentleman barber. I think Jay still gave me the best one ever for Ross's wedding because damn it, that shine was perfect. But you know what? It's that self-love that comes in, and you need somebody who can handle the tools, man. Anybody can be an artist, but not everybody can paint the Mona Lisa. And I, right here, folks, I won't say I'm the Mona Lisa. That's a litsistine arrogant. But I'm the Sistine Chapel, and you need to put a little Tim care in there. So my non-sponsor, Gentleman's Barber, where I live. For anybody, go get a haircut. But for the love of God, don't go to hair cuttery because it's always somebody who's not ready, and then they screw up and they clip the side of your hair. I remember one time I had a haircut, and I was wearing a hat, and I told a lady, I have hat hair. Be gentle. Man, she effed it up so badly. Oh, God. Gentleman's Barber, promo code, fresh. We'll go fresh. So fresh and so clean. There you go.
Stay fresh.
Stay fresh. Exactly.
Friday's non-sponsor is J. Crew Factory. Look at that.
Now I have to research J. Crew Factory.
You don't know? You don't know? No, he's styling. He is styling right now.
I'm weird, man. We just gave this whole thing about cheap. You think I wear fancy clothes sometimes?
Okay. So there you go, J. Crew Factory. They had a fantastic sale this week. Look at sales, Charles. There are sales.
I love sales.
Okay. You are a cheap man. You look for all the bargains. So there you go.
So Freddie, is this a better version of Macy's? Because Macy's is just too damn expensive. When I get a good discount tie there, it's there. But I'm looking at this. I don't need anything yet, but your boy can always use a kind of a little bit casual, professional kind of look. A little bit more short sleeves dress up. I can never find good shoes. Oh, okay. Maybe I'll complete my transition to being like that mid-range 35, 40-year-old man who just wants to talk about back in the days. I'm ready. I'll look into them. If I could order online.
He got some shorts with some lobsters on them. You can't beat that. Sounds.
I love me some funky socks, you guys. Like I got Rugrat socks and like pizza socks as a gift, so
yeah,
go from there.
Yeah, when we're wearing suits, you gotta have some personality in there. We can't really. Gotta work with the tie or the socks. So the only two things we can kind of splurge on.
I have seen some tie clips that are
really?
Pop culture reference. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's cute. I have a Daredevil tie clip.
Oh.
That I wore for court. So it was like the best thing I get to see with like a respondent. There was like, who's this jagoff? I'm like, it's me, Matt Murdock.
Johnny, do you have one? Do you have something you've been enjoying over the last week? You wanna give some love?
I do actually. So thought about it after being put on the spot, and we all like our collections, collecting the stuff we love, but we don't want to pay full price for them. So I'm going to plug a person they started their own website off of it, the Jersey Finder.
Oh, I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah, I have a great jersey collection now, and it's still growing, and I hope it keeps growing, mostly because of him. I think I have about 29 hockey jerseys right now, with 30th coming soon. It's I didn't spend a lot because he helps you just find great deals, and yeah, he started his own website off it. I snagged a $60 Hartford Whalers jersey off his website the other week. Like, oh man,
Charles,
it has really let my collection grow.
Charles, if you are ever gonna get a hockey jersey, this is where you go.
Can I get baseball jerseys? Because remember the endeavor of Charles needs his Yankee T-shirt or Yankee jersey as well. I'm assuming it is, or is it just for hockey?
I think
It looks like it's just for hockey.
He mainly, he specializes in mainly just hockey. I'm not sure if there's a baseball version of him, but yeah, I have almost 30 hockey jerseys mainly because of the great deals he posts.
Yeah, look at that nice collection there. Get yourself a Gretzky one, Charles. It's only $350. It's authentic though.
Gordie Howe, I know those names.
Yeah, Sidney Crosby. How about that? How about a Sidney Crosby jersey? $140. All right.
I was gonna say I could send you a picture of the jersey collection if you want to flash that up.
Oh, yeah. I don't have many. Well, I have. How many Panthers jerseys I got? I got one practice red jersey, just for wearing around. I have the 2012 era white road jersey. I have the original 93 red jersey, and then I have the new current jersey, the red one of the Panthers. So that's what and I have a Legend of Zelda hockey jersey as well. So,
That's actually
What?
cool.
you haven't seen my Zelda jersey, Charles?
No, I have not.
You haven't seen? It's got the hero shield as the crest in the middle. It's got some Triforces in the back. It looks like Link's tunic from Zelda. It's got all the trimmings. Oh man, we will.
This goes into that conversation that we were going to do for the
It's
a different show, but Andrea's got back with weird sports memorabilia.
Oh yeah. Okay. I guess this is Andrew's non-sponsor. Let's just go with it. Let's go with the jersey theme. All right. Thanks, Johnny, for getting us on this train right here. We love this. All right, geekyjerseys.com. This is where I got my Zelda one, baby. All right, look at that. They got a Metroid themed one. Oh God. Oh boy.
I actually do like that Metroid one.
Yeah, they got all kinds of geeky stuff here. All right, you got a Ron Swanson one. That's perfect for you, Charles. Look at that one.
I do love me some Ron Swanson.
Okay. Got a bunch here. There's a ton. It's very geeky, and I think they're very. Oh, you got a Shredder one right there, Ninja Turtles. There you go. You got a Spaceballs one, if you like classic movies. Got a Lone Star right there. A Darth Vader one. They all got all kinds of stuff, man. This is the geeky stuff, like a Fallout one. What do you guys want to go? Games, movies, comics? What do you want to see here?
I mean, I'm a little bit of everything. If you saw my pop culture shirt collections that I wear for the shirt, like right now I'm wearing one that is of Iron Man with the Tony Stark, but it says Billionaire Playboy Philanthropist Club. It's like his logo. So I love any of that stuff. I like the Bowser, Scary Terry from
Rick and Morty.
Not Freddy Krueger. Rick and Morty. I'm thinking Freddy Krueger, but they probably have that too. And they have Mike Myers right afterwards. Yeah. Take a peek. Since we've talked about video games, let's take a peek of video games, because if you have to do a good one, you have to make it so.
And the thing is that they're limited time. They can only make a few.
There's a Sonic one.
Oh no! Why did they put this now? These things are because they're custom made. They'll put your name and whatever number you want in the back of it. They're expensive, but man, are they of really high quality. Like super high. It's the best jersey that I have and everything. They got a Shadow Link one. I think this one's as close. Man. This is kind of what I have. This one right here. This
I'm on this site right now looking at for my own purposes.
Exactly.
I can see you. Yeah.
Yeah,
I can see you rocking the Hillian
one. Except it's instead of the gold trim, it's got the silver trim. So that's what I have. And yeah, this is. These are wonderful jerseys. Let's see what they look like with actual human beings wearing them. So there's a few of them. You got some celebrities in there. I think Kevin James orders from them. He always wears very geeky hockey jerseys. He's a hockey fan, of course, he's a nerd, like the rest of us. So you got all kinds of different. There he is. There's our good old buddy there. So I guess this guy's wearing a Pokemon one right here. Geeky jersey. That's Andrew's non-sponsor right there. Because I feel like Andrew would definitely.
Yeah, I'll have to check these out later for sure.
Yeah, I'm telling you, this is I found them back in like 2013, I would say, and both me and my sister got ourselves some Zelda jerseys. So both custom made. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. So it takes a while for them to get it to you. I think we ordered it. It took like 3 months or something just to get it.
Oh yeah, custom ones will always take a while.
Yeah. So
You guys, they have a damn Wire jersey.
Whoa.
The show The Wire on HBO,
Ooh.
which is a great show, by the way. That pseudo non-sponsor right there. Holy crap! I never thought I'd see something like that.
Yeah. They got TV, got others here. They got all kinds there, and so yeah, geeky jerseys. Promo code nerds. All right.